Hi YouTube, Tim Unkert from UnkertEducation.com here. In this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Prettier in VSCodium. But first, if you like videos like this where I show you how to install and set up software, make sure to subscribe. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get to it. So I have a folder open, UnkertEducation.com. This is the folder for my website. And I have the index.html file open. That's the landing page. And right now it's not formatted very nicely. I've kind of messed with it a bit. And if I want to format it in VSCodium, I've got a keyboard shortcut that will quickly do that, which is Control-Shift-I. Okay, and that formats and it looks pretty nice. That being said, this isn't the prettier way of formatting something. So why is that important? Well, if you're working with colleagues, and a lot of people in the industry will use Prettier, you want to be able to format your documents the same way they do, so you can be consistent across your company. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to set up Prettier in VSCodium, which is actually quite simple. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is just go to our extensions and actually get Prettier. So we'll search for Prettier. And I have this Prettier code formatter. And if I click on this, I see that Prettier is now in the open VSX registry, so we can install it in VSCodium. So I'm going to go ahead and install. Okay, great. So now it's installed, and I should be able to start using it, but I can't use it just yet. One thing I have to do is I have to set the default formatter to Prettier, and that's easy to do. So I'm going to do Control, comma, and in my settings, I'm just going to search for formatter, and I see my default formatter is none. And if I use this drop-down menu, I see I have a lot of options, but since I installed Prettier, I do have Prettier as an option. Okay, so now when I use Control-Shift-I, it's going to use the Prettier style of formatting to format my document. Now there's other cool things you can do here as well. You can check format on save, you can even check format on paste, so on and so forth. And you can also mess with the Prettier settings to get them exactly like your teammates. So for instance, if I search for Prettier in my settings, I see that I have 29 different settings that I can mess with. So for instance, if I go down, I see in my JSX files, I could make them single quotes, so I could check that. I could change my width, so on and so forth. It depends on your team, of course, how you set this up. I'm going to keep the JSX files as single quotes. It won't affect my HTML file, but besides that, I'm just going to keep the default Prettier settings. So now I'm going to close this out. And if I want to now format this document using Prettier, and I'll show you the links here, so on and so forth, we can see how they are now. And what I'll do is Control-Shift-I, and that's going to run Prettier. And now you'll notice that I went ahead and it formatted everything in this document. If I scroll up to the top here, one thing you'll notice is the Prettier standard has a tab size of 2 spaces by default. So it did that, and it also changed the way some of the links wrap here. You notice that the closing anchor tag actually has the right arrow bracket down on a separate line. That's a Prettier standard. So now my document is formatted, if my teammates are using Prettier, in the same way. That's pretty much all there is to it. So hopefully this video helped you out. If it did, could you help me out and give it a like? Thank you.